All right, welcome back to our favorite stuff. That was Circumstances with One Way Ticket. Pretty good band. I was talking to Robert before this. We were comparing it to almost like an Early A Day to Remember kind of like vibe with the impromptu screaming every now and again and overall good riffs. What do you think, Robert?
I mean, you compared it to Alexis on Fire, and I was like, but I have no fucking clue what that means. Because I have not listened to Alexis on Fire.
Alexis on Fire early days, I would say, but mostly A Day to Remember is early days as well.
Yeah, I thought it was very similar.
Yeah, very good band. You can find them on Facebook and Spotify is where we found their stuff. So before we get to our main topics today, which we're going to be talking about the World Series, which was nuts. It was crazy.
I'm angry.
Robert's angry.
I'm angry.
Actually, if you listen to our sports podcast, all three of us should be angry, but we'll let you figure that out. And we're going to be talking about our vacation that we got back from a week ago to Cuba. But before we get started, we just want to point out that our social media is a big part of what we do. It's a big way to keep up what we're doing. So you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at OFS_podcast. Please follow us. I've got no friends. You can follow me at Instagram, T_G9988. And on Twitter, which I believe is TJ_GAR9. I believe, I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, I don't have Twitter.
And Robert's Keenan Robert on Instagram. And that's about it. So yeah, it's a big part of what we do. It's a big part to keep up. If you're a fan, like just keep up with us in general. So yeah, check that out. And it is now officially Movember. I mentioned this in our last episode with Dale. I have shaved off my beard, which if you know me is a big deal.
Very gross.
I am cleanly shaven, and I'm growing...
Cleanly is an overstatement, but yeah.
I'm growing
it's okay.
The mustache to support men's health, mental health, physical health, cancer, every sort of men's health. I have the link in my Instagram bio. I have the link in my Twitter bio. If you guys want to donate money or show support, that'd be a great way to do so. Or to just to the foundation itself. It doesn't have to be to me. But you will be getting updates on both social media about that as well. So yeah, show your support for Movember. It's a great cause.
You know, legend has it that TJ didn't have shaving cream. So he was like, I'm going to use conditioner to shave my face. Yeah. But apparently works. And now TJ is permanently scarred on his neck.
No. That wasn't from the conditioner. Heal. That was actually when I had shaving cream was when I scarred my neck.
How did you manage to do that?
I have sensitive skin down there. It's just sensitive.
Little baby skin.
But yeah, fun fact for guys trying to shave, conditioner works almost just as well. And I say almost because sometimes it feels like the hairs are being ripped out of your face. But other than that, I mean, it got the job done on November 1st when I realized that I have a beard 11 months of the year and I don't own shaving cream. Because why would I?
Yeah, right?
So yeah, fun fact. So Robert, how are you doing this week?
I'm pretty good. I wish I was still in Cuba though.
Oh,
that'd be neat.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute.
Canada's all right though.
Well, yeah, it's the weather here.
They got Burger King and Wendy's and stuff like that.
First thing we do on the way home is we stop at. We were praying for Burger King, but none of them were open because our flight landed at ungodly
3
o'clock.
In the morning?
We landed at like 2 a.m.
Oh, 2, and then we were on the road by 3.
Yeah, so we got McDonald's at 4 o'clock in the morning, ate it, and then died.
We both got a burger. I got the Quarter Pounder BLT. You got the Big Mac.
Yep.
And Emily also got the Big Mac.
Yeah, and then
we all got sausage and muffins. Yeah, sausage and muffins and drink and fries.
Oh yeah, and I ate it all.
It was really good. And I also had half McChicken my aunt didn't want to eat, and 3/4 of a Quarter Pounder my mom didn't want to eat. So I was a round lad going to bed.
Robert killed it.
Yeah.
As he quoted that night, I ate 4 people's worth of McDonald's.
It was actually 6 people's worth.
Oh, really?
Thank you.
Well, technically, you only ate half of the McChicken and half of this and half of that. So it's technically only.
Let me have this.
4.
This is my moment. Let me have this moment.
All right. So Robert, you said you were mad about the World Series result. We're just going to cover Game 7 real quick because if you're any fan of baseball, any fan of the game, that was an unreal game to tune in. So I'm going to tell it from my perspective, and then I'll let you talk about it, Robert. I got home, or to my girlfriend's house anyways, in Toronto, about halfway through the game because I had to work that night. So I get home, I see that it's 2-0 Houston. 2-0 Houston. And I go, okay. I'm like, it's about halfway through the game. I think this is over. In my mind, yeah. I'm like, this should be over. Houston should be able to wrap this up.
They had Cole in the pen.
So yeah, and they had Garrett Cole wrapping it up probably to close the game.
And I was like, it's over, good game. Houston wins.
Yeah. So I sit down, I make my data, sit down, and just in time, like maybe 10 pitches later, 15 pitches later, Anthony Rendon goes deep to left. And I'm like, ooh, we got something here.
Yeah.
And then Greinke walks the next batter, and I'm like, oh, shit. And then they pull Greinke, and I'm like, what are you doing? Let him work out of this. Like, I know it's the World Series Game 7, but like...
Yeah, but Greinke was also a little bit... He was good, but why not just put Cole in there? That's what I would do.
I don't think he was ready. He wasn't... With a starter, you want to make
sure...
I
guess he needs more time than a reliever to warm up.
Because otherwise you're just going to get half of what he can be, and you don't want that. So they bring in... Was it Will Harris they brought in?
I don't know if I can remember.
Either Will Harris or another guy. It was one of the guys that they had like a 0.8 ERA in the postseason. Like, he was unreal. Like,
That's good, yeah.
And then I think it was his first, second pitch to Howie Kendrick. Howie Kendrick homers to right off the foul pole. Opposite field, off the foul pole to take the lead.
Jeez.
And I felt so bad for Zach Greinke because it looked like he was going to cry.
Yeah.
Like, he's sitting in the dugout with his hands on his chin, and his eyes were filled with tears. And I'm like, oh my God. And then they bring in Roberto Osuna, and Osuna shits the bed and lets up another run. And then they bring in somebody else, and then he lets up a run. And then it was game, like, as soon as that Howie Kendrick home run, they couldn't run out a single Astros pitcher.
I understand. Why not just leave someone in until Cole is ready and put Cole in?
I think after 4-2, they're like...
But why? They're not saving him for anything.
No, I agree,
Might as well just throw him in.
I think the game was over.
Doesn't matter, though. You know what I mean? Yet again, it's not like you're saving him for Game 8.
Yeah, no, this is true,
or
Robert.
for next week.
Instead of Osuna,
series.
I probably would have gone with Cole.
I'm pretty sure 140 some odd days is enough time for him to get ready for the next game.
Yeah, literally. Like, I probably would have gone with Cole as well, but we're not paid the big bucks.
We're not, yeah.
Yeah, we're not a manager.
We're talking out our ass, basically.
Pretty much. So Strasburg so they win.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have anything to add? Anything I missed on that game?
No.
No.
Except for what you're getting on, I'm very angry.
Yeah, we all predicted Houston mop the floor. I at least, in our sports prediction video, I'll give you a little insight. I predicted 6 games. It was going to be Houston. Robert and Daniel predicted 5, I think.
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
5 was generous.
You think it was a mop the floor kind of deal?
It should have been.
And Washington wanted it more.
Washington was just on a hot streak, dude.
They wanted it more. You could just tell. Like, Strasburg came in and dominated, like I said he would. I knew their pitcher, like Strasburg and Scherzer, I knew they were, and Anthony Rendon was unreal. I think he finished batting the postseason.
I'm really glad the postseason came down to pitching, though. That made me happy. You usually don't see that making as much an impact anymore. Usually it's about who can hit the ball the farthest.
I mean, Game 7 came down to 2 home runs. But.
Yeah, but like the whole postseason was basically around who had who pitching and when. What's the better matchup going to be? You know what I mean? And that I really liked that. I mean, that was really cool over just people slinging home runs off some no-name guy. That's like been the whole regular season.
Literally, but that's the way I think baseball should be. I think it should be a strategic, who should I put in next? What's my matchups like when lefty-lefty, righty-righty matchup?
Yeah.
Who's my closer? Who's my setup? Can my closer go more than 30 pitches?
Because this year it kind of bored me in the sense of everyone was ripping home runs like it was nobody's business.
They changed the balls, man.
Yeah, that's what you were telling me once. Apparently, yeah, they changed the balls. Now everyone's ripping 400 feet every single time they make contact.
Literally. So yeah, Strasburg wins MVP. It came down to him or Rendon, just because, like I said, Rendon ended batting at the postseason like 340. Like,
really, Soto was in there?
No.
I mean, I don't like the guy, but I thought he did good.
He had big moments, but
he did.
I think they.
I think the fact that how much he was like showing off, and I don't want to call it dicketry. But I think that's what made him seem so much better. Rendon was kind of a bit quieter about it. Not quieter, because I bet he was probably...
Rendon's a veteran.
Yeah.
Rendon's a veteran, Soto's not.
Soto's 21 years old. He's really young.
21, that's my age.
That's how old you are, yeah. Imagine you winning the World Series?
No.
Like,
I couldn't comprehend
it. That's nuts. So yeah, good job for him there. Absolutely. But I don't like how he goes about the sport. I still believe that it's very, I don't know, gentlemanly, I suppose.
It's a game of respect.
Yeah, absolutely. And I understand, like, I am all for, like, big bat flips and big moments, but that whole, like, dance move nonsense he was doing in the plate, or in the box, I can't, like, get behind that.
Yeah, I don't care what they say about Bryce Harper, because he can be a dickish, too. He could be in his younger years. But yeah. I would still take...
I think he's gotten more dickish.
I would still take the way Bryce Harper's a dick over the way Soto's a dick.
Absolutely.
Because...
I think a big bat flip moment, or like some moment like that, is so much better than just straight up disrespect in the box halfway through in that bat when they pitch you outside in the slider to try to get you a swing in a count where you should swing, or where it's a decent pitch.
Yeah, we get it. Like, he's a good ball player.
Well, you get it. You watch the slider. Here's your award for watching a ball. Like, come on, buddy.
Yeah, it's unreal.
You watch the pitch. Like, congratulations. If you hit a home run, do a dance or whatever. You watch the pitch. Bravo.
Literally, like, that's the way I look at it. Like, plus he doesn't have anything to celebrate it. He's 21. Like, he's been in the league for 2 years. Calm down.
I think he's just trying to make some noise to make a name for himself, which is working. But I much prefer the non-cocky, silent types that do good. The very modest types.
Yeah, I think it's bad rep.
Absolutely.
You're creating a name, but is it a good name? No. Not to anyone that's not on your team.
That's another reason why Mike Trout is like the best of the best, because he's not bad-mannered, I find.
There's a part of me that thinks Mike Trout doesn't think he's good.
No, I think he thinks, like, he looks like he seems like he thinks he wants to get better. And I'm like, you don't get better than you, Mike Trout.
There was a joke where, like, when Kawhi Leonard was playing for the Raptors, that they said that Kawhi Leonard's family doesn't know he's a professional basketball player. That he just comes home from work. He just comes home from work and sits down and talks about his day.
Robotic?
Because he's such a normal guy and he's so good at the sport that he doesn't think of it.
He's so chill.
That he doesn't think of it as being good at the sport. That's what I kind of think about Mike Trout. You don't ever see him talking about how good he is.
Yet again, if you're so good, you don't gotta tell people you're good. The people that it's insecurities. I feel like, you know what I mean. If you feel insecure about your skill, you're gonna show off. And Mike Trout, he probably knows he's the best of the best right now.
Like, it almost looks like they're bored with the game. People like Mike Trout, people like Connor McDavid, people like Kawhi Leonard. Like, it seems like they're bored with the game at this point because they've probably been good since they were 4.
And Mike Trout still has to get his World Series ring.
Maybe try not playing for the Angels. That would be
That's
a good
step
start.
one, yeah. Get traded to a good team. That isn't.
Get the F out of Dodge.
Yeah.
You don't need to be there, Mike.
I mean, they were decent at one point.
Instead, he signs like a end of his life contract.
Yeah, but
so
he's getting like the
million.
biggest contract in baseball.
Yeah.
So maybe he doesn't care that much about the ring and more just about good retirement plan.
So before we move on to Cuba, I just want to get to Strasburg real quick. So yeah, he wins. He's the only pitcher ever to pitch 5-0 in a postseason. Really? He was like the third or fourth.
Oh wait, it was 5-0 and win, wasn't it? No, I was thinking a different stat. Yeah,
5-0.
5-0, really.
He's like the third pitcher, fourth pitcher to like get 5 wins, but they were like 5-1, 5-2. He was perfect. He finished with like a 1-something ERA.
That's good.
Like, he was unstoppable. And to think, the last time they made a memorable postseason run, like a decent one. Sorry, not a memorable one, because they made a couple of them. They just never won a series. But like the last time they were expected to go deep, they cut him off the World Series, off the playoff roster. Back in 2012, I think it was? No, 2014? A couple years ago, anyway.
Yeah.
Like, they cut him off because he wasn't good enough. They sent him, and I think he started the next year in the minors, and he was a first overall draft pick. Yeah, he was a first overall draft pick. And people were saying, he was a mistake of a pick, he'll never be good. And then to watch him win World Series MVP, I'm like, yeah.
I have a story of Ryan Zimmerman.
Yeah, go ahead.
That one's nice. No, just the fact that he was like the first ever.
I had a story.
No, I like the story of how he was the first ever Nationals draft pick, and he's played with the Nationals his whole career for like a bajillion years.
First ever Nationals draft pick, 14-year career so far.
I thought 14? I thought it was 13. That's even more than I thought. Incredible.
He hit the first home run in national history.
Yep, and the first postseason home run.
First postseason in national history. First World Series home run in national
history. Literally, he is Mr. National.
Yeah, literally.
In every sense. He has done everything. So I'm really happy that he got that.
And I would say now would be a good time for him to retire, but he's only 14 years into it. Like, that sounds like a good ending note, but he's not done yet.
No.
Not by any means.
Especially when Nationals, they could just go and do it again next year.
Yeah, I think they need to do some tweaking with their team. I think they.
Yeah, I feel like the other reason they won is off that hot
streak.
streak, right? They took that hot streak is what broke them through. If they didn't get on that hot streak, if they didn't start doing so well, they wouldn't have won the World Series.
I think they took advantage of just a normal, like a weird playoff format in the National League, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was decently weak this year.
So the American League looks so much stronger.
Not that they needed help, because they are a good team. I'm not doubting they won the World Series. I'm not doubting they're a good team, but I feel like just the way it was set up, like the teams they had to face and stuff, it was kind of...
Yeah, I don't think anyone had a chance of beating them in the National League side, but if you had to put them on the American League side to start, I don't think they would have made it to the World Series.
So
the Yankees or the Astros would have smacked them.
I think they want to consider themselves kings of the world, which they are.
Absolutely, until next year.
But they're not a team like say the Astros won it this year. What would they do? What would they do to make their team better? You know what I mean?
Maybe acquire another all-star pitcher
every year,
to add to the list. Like
every year, you want to make your team better. Even if you won the World Series, you want to find a way to stay good.
Yeah.
But I think the Nationals have more work to do.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I think they kind of rode that hot streak, and that's why they won. It's not luck, but it's convenient timing of when they all were having a hot streak at the same time.
Big news too. Strasburg declined his option for this year. He opted out of his Nationals contract.
Really?
Yeah, it would have guaranteed him $100 million over the next 4 years, and he opted out of it.
That's $25 million a year.
So either
where's he going?
So either the Nationals are going to pay him more, and that's why he opted out of his contract. They're saying, "Hey, we've got a bigger contract for you," and he said, "Okay, I'll opt out of this one." So I've seen players do that. They opt out of one contract and sign a new contract.
That's like the only thing I could see it being. After winning a championship, I don't see why a player would ever leave the team.
Or he's going to be like, "Okay, thanks for the championship. See you later."
Yeah, maybe.
Could
you imagine the Astros acquire him?
Thanks for the MVP. I'm going to go get my money now.
But where's he going to get money?
Any team that wants money.
I suppose, yeah, once you win the World Series, you don't care about being a good team anymore. You just want money.
You can go after your money.
Mike Trout's doing that, but he skipped the World Series part.
I have my title. I have my MVP. He won World Series MVP. I have my title. I have my MVP. I'm going to go where the money is.
Mike Pierce has a World Series MVP. What he deserved? But
Steve Pierce.
What did I call him? Mike Pierce? Yeah. Am I actually, slow? Yeah, Steve Pierce. Sorry. I was on autopilot.
Because he was unreal. He had a home run every game.
He did really well. He did it phenomenal in the World Series. But if you told me he was playing for the Blue Jays, yeah, Steve Pierce is going to get World Series MVP in the next year. No. I'm telling you right now, no, that won't happen.
You mean Steve Pierce, the guy that can only hit against a shitty left-handed pitcher? Steve Pierce?
Yeah, getting World Series MVP and deserving it because he just was ripping homers like it was nobody's business?
Yeah.
Incredible.
And one more note about the MLB before we move on, which has to do with the World Series. Garrett Cole is also a free agent.
He'll probably resign at the Astros.
His first press conference was the next day, and he wasn't wearing an Astros hat. And he was talking about his future, as in he wasn't wearing, he came out with just a generic hat on. And I said, "Oh, that's not a good sign."
Yeah, no. I mean, where would that's the question though? Where did he go? What team is better?
Anywhere with money.
But
the Yankees just dropped a bunch of money by not re-signing Edwin. Edwin's a free agent again.
Really? Where do you think he's going to go?
I don't know. They opted out of it because that his option was a team option. The team could pick it up, and the team declined it. So Garrett Cole to the Yankees? ? Could you imagine?
I mean, honestly, being Garrett Cole, not a bad choice to go to the Yankees.
Right?
You're basically, because he was the factor that brought the Astros to the World Series. He's a very big factor. He's one of the reasons why they beat the Yankees.
It was him and Verlander.
So if he went to the Yankees, that means next year it could be the opposite. So yeah, me being Garrett Cole, if I wanted something new and I didn't want to stick on the same team, the Yankees is a very good choice. Edwin will go somewhere though. Someone will pick him up.
Somebody. He still hit 30-something home runs last
year?
Some
dumb team like the Pirates or something. I'll try to build a team around him or something stupid, and then fail.
I think he's past the age of.
Exactly. That's why I said it's not going to work. But, people like trying crafty things.
There was a rumor of him returning to the Jays, and the Jays quickly shot that down.
Yeah, no, he's too old for us.
Yeah. Okay. So, anything else to add about the World Series?
I'm mad.
Okay. We got that part, Robert. Anything else to add about the World Series?
Pissed off.
What, did you bet money on this?
No, I bet my life, and so I guaranteed Dad that I was they've won it. The Astros are going to win. And then they started coming back with all those wins, and I was like, see, I'm right. And then they lost Game 7, I was like, oh, man.
When the Nationals went up 2-0, I was big, and I made another false prediction during the World Series, too. I said, remember when I said whoever wins Game 6, or Game 5 is going to win the World Series? Remember I said whoever...
You said that?
Yeah, remember I told you that in Cuba.
Probably.
The series was tied 2-2. It went Nationals, Astros. I said whoever wins the next game is winning the World Series. And the Astros took it. I said they're doing it in 6. The Astros are going to win 4 in a row and close this up.
That's what I thought was going to happen, too.
And then the Nationals won Game 6, and I truly had, which is hard for me, because usually I have Like, I've watched enough sports, and you probably feel like this too, Robert. You've watched enough sports where you can look at it and go, I have a good feeling of how this is going to go down. We're wrong sometimes, like we were with the World Series. But any sports fan out there can look at something and go, I have a pretty good feeling this is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
After the Nationals won Game 6, and it was tied 3-3, I was like, I have no idea how this is going to go down. I had no idea. I thought the
Astros were going to win. I had somewhat of a feeling. That's just because I wanted them to. But here's the thing. Usually when a team's ahead or something, you get a feeling halfway through a game, you know who's going to win. You feel it for some reason. Like, especially when you're watching your own team. Like, the Jays, when they made it to the playoffs in, like, 2016, I think?
2015, 2016.
And they lost to the Indians in round 2?
Both years.
No, round 2, right?
Yeah.
The second time. In that game that they lost, I knew they were going to lose. Like, into it.
I was there.
I got a feeling. Yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
But right there, when the Astros are up 2-0, I didn't have that feeling as if it's secured 100%. I was still super worried for some reason.
I didn't have an idea on who was going to win that Game 7 until I sat down and saw the Astros have 2-0. I said, oh, the Astros have that. That was still wrong. I made my prediction halfway through the game, and I was still wrong.
Yeah, they should have had that.
You know what I mean? I was just like, I tweeted, holy shit, with exclamation marks.
Like, they still won. There's no reason they couldn't have held on to that lead.
Yeah. All right. So now we'll move on to Cuba, which is a good segue because I'm going to ask you, were you surprised about how big Cuba was into the World Series?
No. I mean, I thought it was cool.
It was on.
I was not surprised.
Every bar that had a TV, it was on.
Yeah. They love baseball.
They love it down there.
Even in the airport when we were leaving, they had it on.
Yeah. And it was great.
It was awesome, yeah.
When I got back watching Game 7, though, I was like, oh my God, it's in English, thank God.
Oh my God.
Because it was all in Spanish, so I'm like, I have no idea what's going on.
You know when I have such a George Springer? They're like, George Springer. Like I was like, what? No, say George Springer, please.
He's from Venezuela. It's not that.
He is?
I think he's Venezuelan.
What?
Or is he Cuban?
I thought he was like from America. I'm gonna be honest. With a name like George Springer.
No, George Springer is. He's American.
Yeah, I say George Springer's a very American.
He's American.
Name.
Michael Brantley's American. It's Carlos Carrera. I think that's from Venezuela.
That makes more sense. If you look at the names.
And Altuve is from.
I think he's Venezuelan.
They're all Cuba, Dominican, and Venezuelan.
I think he's Venezuelan.
Those two Americans.
Altuve.
I can't remember quite. I'm not very good with that kind of stuff.
They're all Spanish countries, right? So a lot of it's stuff's similar.
Oh yeah. I always knew they were big into baseball down in Cuba and Dominican. Like, I always knew.
It's sports like baseball and soccer. You don't need a lot of equipment. That's why they're not into hockey. Mostly because they don't have ice, but also because the equipment's so expensive.
It's so expensive and so hard to come by.
Yeah, baseball
for a country like that.
In some places they just play with sticks. They don't even use like bats. They just have like thin sticks that they use.
Well, that's how I knew it was big, because you watch all these documentaries. Like, there was a documentary on Edwin when he was with the Jays about his upbringing in the Dominican, and he recalls all the time about playing baseball with a broomstick and a water cap.
Yeah, a water cap?
A water cap.
Like off a water bottle?
Off a water bottle. They would fling it, and they would hit it with a broomstick.
How's that possible?
So Robert, I want to like bring you inside the mindset
of Edwin Garcia,
of thinking how hard it is to hit a fastball sometimes in a hardball game. Say when you're playing high school ball, they were hitting water caps with a broomstick.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you can't throw a water bottle cap as hard as you can a ball.
But they would fling it like a wiffle ball. Like, you know how I flick them and they kind of spin along a circular motion?
It's nuts. Actually nuts.
It's hard.
Imagine going from a broomstick to an actual bat. It'd be weird because it'd be heavier.
It'd be like a power-up.
The weight, but the weight would be different too. So
I know, but like...
But yeah, so much more surface area on a baseball bat.
And that's why I like a lot of the Cuban or Dominican Republic MLB players. They really try to give back to their communities so that kids can play real baseball. Robinson Cano has a training facility in the Dominican Republic. He has a full baseball field training
Really? Oh, Robbie Cano.
Yeah. Edwin trains there. Edwin trains there in the off-season.
Really?
Yeah, they're best friends. Edwin in that documentary, it's a great watch if you can find it. It was done by Sportsnet. Edwin credits a lot of his breakout, like when he used to be always a mediocre player. Like he can hit well, and he was just terrible defensively. That was just the trade-off you got with him.
Yeah.
But when he popped off, he credits it to Robinson Cano.
Really?
Because Robinson Cano helped him change his swing and stuff. Like, he helped him because Robinson Cano was already popping off. He was already in his prime when it broke out with the Jays. So Robbie Cano helped him kind of reimagine his swing, along with the Blue Jays hitting staff, of course. But Robbie Cano helped him in the offseason, like, yo, like, try doing this and stuff like that. And, yeah, you know, it just clicked.
It's so weird to think about MLB players still having to be told, maybe adjust this. And it helps.
Right? Like,
because they're the best of the best. But there's still people, like coaches, telling them, hey, maybe you should change your swing like this. That's incredible.
And then his defense was just changed his position. He was just a bad.
Oh, yeah, DH. He was perma DH.
No, first base. He actually turned into a decent first baseman.
Decent first base. But first base is second DH.
Dude, he used to be a third baseman, okay?
There's like literally 2 good first basemen in the league. There's Justin Smoke.
Who didn't win a Gold Glove, by the way.
He didn't?
No.
That's rough. Who won it?
Matt Olson from the...
And Matt Olson. He's like the second one. So, like, makes sense.
Yeah, Edwin went from a third
Who was even the third nominee in the AL?
I don't care.
Literally. Like, who else is good at first base?
I don't care. Oh, Gurriel from the Astros.
Yeah, but is he that great? Probably good.
So, Cuba, we stayed... Cayo Santa Maria. I'm going to try to paint
What's the place?
Yeah, Cayo Santa Maria. No, Cayo Santa Maria was the town.
Was the town, yeah.
We stayed at Emilia Las Dunas.
Emilia Las Dunas, yeah.
Which was, this is my first ever in Roberts. No, Robert, this is your second. All-inclusive, right?
Yeah.
Did you?
I went in grade 8.
You went there first. That was your second time being there, right?
Yeah.
Emilia Las Dunas?
Yeah.
Was it any better?
Same?
Just the exact same?
The food selection was worse. That's because of the time of year we went. Last time we went in... No. One of those months. I was like February, April
You went in
time.
March.
March?
Over March break, didn't you?
No, it was during school.
Oh, was it? Maybe it was February then.
I think it was February. So it was a bit more common time of year because of winter time. So a lot of people were down. So the food selection was a lot more. Since we went in October, no one's really vacationing in October. So the food selection was a bit down. But that's the only difference. Besides that, it was like the exact same way I remember it.
It's also hurricane season.
Really?
It's the beginning of their hurricane season, which is why we went for so cheap and why there's nobody there.
I mean, yeah, like...
Because nobody wants to pay $1,000 a person and then get caught in a hurricane and have their vacation ruined.
It's still, the weather was amazing, except for that one day.
Fantastic. Great weather.
So nice.
Literally.
Scorching hot every day. But, I'm not going to complain.
Oh, no.
I think that over the freezing cold.
Yeah. It's going to snow here in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe even less.
That's nuts.
My buddy woke up to snow in North Bay a couple days ago. I have relatives up in Owen Sound that woke up to snow yesterday.
Yeah. And we're next, so yippee.
I hate snow.
I remember the bus driver cracked a joke in Cuba saying, "Oh, the winters are really cold here. We get 23, 24 degrees."
Yeah, he's like the low of 20, and I'm like, I want to hit him so bad.
Well, he was making a joke. He knew he was being funny.
I know he was.
And I was like, "Oh, I'd kill for that, bro."
Yeah,
not going into the negatives. But I like snow though.
Like right now, we're freezing our asses off.
My feet are actually ice cubes. It's one of the best parts of recording in a garage.
Yeah.
With no insulation.
I know there's insulation here. So yeah, it was great. It was a family vacation. It was me, Robert,
Nice.
Our other brother, Bradley, our mom, our aunt, and my girlfriend, Emily. It was great. It was a great time.
Very fun, yeah.
A lot of alcohol, which is my dream vacation. Lots
you
of cigars.
Actual disgusting human being.
What? What do you mean?
You said the best part of your vacation is alcohol.
Yeah. I wasn't spending time with you guys,
Wow.
I can tell you that. I could have gone by myself.
I mean, yeah, me too, honestly, though. I would.
Yeah, literally. Weather was good. I was sick for about a day and a half because food. He's like, how do you want your steak? I'm like, medium. It was still fucking moving by the time it hit my plate. I'm like, well, I was drunk, so I'm like, I'm just going to eat this. And then it didn't turn out well.
Remember, you were drunk at dinner?
I had a decent buzz going on.
Nice.
Yeah. Day drinking, man.
I didn't get sick.
Day drinking.
Because, I got a stomach of iron. Just about. Nothing really gets to me.
You're also adjusted to it. Like, once you've been once, I think
I didn't get anything the first time either, Dipnard.
Okay, jeez. If I went again, I think I'll be fine. But, oh well. So yeah, it was good. If you ever want to go to Cuba, I highly recommend it. One thing was really cool for me, one highlights, was seeing crabs.
Dude, the crabs, there were none the first time I went. I didn't see a single one. Here, the second time we went, they were everywhere, dude. They were in the pool.
We saw two every night.
yeah,
literally.
Easy. There was literally one that climbed into the swimming pool. And we're just sitting in there chilling.
It's probably dead. But
no, remember we saw him walk in. Remember he walked on like down the wall?
yeah.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean he was smart to do so.
And he probably did die, but he consciously climbed in.
He's like, chlorine or people?
I mean, does he know what chlorine is?
Fuck this shit out.
Oh, they're great.
Just weird smelling water to him. He's like, yep, sure, water. I'll take it.
The birds were drinking the water from the pool. I didn't know if that was good for them.
That's not good.
They were sitting by the pool and they were just having some drinks. But yet again, I mean, if they do it all the time, maybe it isn't that bad for them. Maybe they've like evolved.
Yeah, maybe it was part of their evolution. Part of their evolution train. So there was cats, dogs, bunch of animals. That was another key highlight. Like I said, crabs, lizards. I mean, you see lizards in Florida, but it's always cool to see lizards.
Lizards are sick.
Awesome. They're better than like spiders and stuff. Oh.
Yeah, kind of.
Speaking of spiders, simultaneously while we were on vacation, my girlfriend's friend from school was on vacation in, I want to say Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, sure.
No, Costa Rica.
Yes, Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. I think it's tomato.
Tomato, yeah. So they were on vacation. So she gets up in the middle of the night to go to the washroom. She turns on the bathroom light and she sees like this black blob on the other bed in the room. You know how like our rooms have one big bed and one small bed?
Yep.
So like the small bed, she saw a black blob and she's like, oh, it's just my mind playing tricks on me. So she goes to the washroom, she comes out, and then she sees it start moving. So she turns the light on. It was a tarantula.
No
in
shit.
Their room.
Tarantula.
Like the size of like a normal adult human hand.
Like this, like my hand?
Yeah, like a good span of a hand.
Jesus, Murphy.
And so she screams.
Yeah,
Her boyfriend wakes up and goes, "Oh shit."
It's a tarantula.
So they call room service, like the front desk, and they're like, "Hey, there's a fucking tarantula in our room. Can you come take care of it?" And they're like, "Oh, just like they won't bite." And they're like, "No,
they won't bite."
They're like, "No, come get the spider out of our room, please." So the guy
won't bite. Have a nice sleep.
The guy comes up and was like, "All right, where is it?" And they're like, "Oh, it's under the bed, right?" He just walks over with a tissue, picks it up, and just flings it off the balcony.
Bruh, he's got stones like none before.
He's like, "There you go, have a nice sleep." And it's like, excuse me?
It's probably normal for them at that point in the game. Yet again, if it was me, I'd just stomp on the thing. I'd put my shoes on and then stomp on it.
I would have screamed like a bitch.
I would have at first, but then I realized it's like 1/44th my size. And tarantulas aren't even that bad when it comes to biting.
I don't like spiders.
They don't bite. The reason what they get you with is their hairs stab you. Did you know that? Their hairs, like, if they feel like aggression, if you're holding them, they can, like, stab you with their hairs, and they, like, stick in almost like a porcupine, but much, much smaller, and they, like, irritate your skin.
Oh, really?
They don't even bite people that much.
That's a fun fact.
It's not as good as the spiking them.
Nice.
That's why, like, when you're holding tarantulas, they're like, oh, don't like, do anything retarded with them.
Don't startle it.
Yeah, don't, like, swipe you to take out of the spider, because you're going to get spider hair in your hand, and it's going to itch. Like, and nothing else.
Or it will bite you.
Yeah, but
because like any other animal or like us, it will attack you if frightened. Like
yeah, but they usually just like they jump off you, and when they're like getting off you, they get it on you.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But yeah, I would have just stomped on the thing. Would have made me look like an absolute Chad. Yeah, I literally would have gotten like 8 knocks on my door from like 8 different girls being like, I heard you something on a tarantula, not a crotchula, and they'd be like, that's pretty hot, and I'd be like, sorry.
They'd be trying to give you your crotchula.
Whew! Funny. Good joke. Sorry,
I had to play on your terrible English there.
Spiders are kind of cute, though.
I hate spiders so
I'd date a spider.
much. What?
Bring a spider to a date. Go to a steakhouse or something.
All right.
Maybe Long John Silver's.
What'd you just say?
Long John Silver's. Bring them to a Long John Silver's. Watch a movie. Cuddle. Make out.
Netflix and chill with a spider.
With a spider, bro.
We make that into a t-shirt.
Spider lips.
Oh,
succulent. Swap and spit with a spider.
Oh, shut up. Stop, please. Oh, my God. This episode's getting pulled down. Somehow, like, there's going to be, like, a PETA section for bugs, and they're going to, like, hunt you down.
No making out with spiders. It's against their rights.
Have you ever thought about what the spider wants? Yeah. So wildlife was sick. We went fishing. We went deep.
Dude, we caught 12 fish.
12 fish. It was probably one of the best days they've ever had.
Yeah, 10 barracuda, one tiny ass mackerel that was like not even anything, and a 45-pound mackerel.
It wasn't tiny.
It was way smaller.
The mackerel was the same size as the barracuda. The first one.
No, it was a bit smaller.
Either way, it's decent-sized fish. Like
the other mackerel though was 45 pounds and like the length of our mother. What is like 5 feet long?
Literally, this is one of the biggest fish I've ever seen.
It's the biggest fish I've ever seen in my life.
I've been on boats where we catch sharks.
Yeah,
and it's the biggest fish.
Nuts fish.
So I've been deep sea fishing before.
It looks like a tuna, actually. Now I think of it, tuna sized.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like it looks like if it wasn't for the fin, if it wasn't for the fin correlation, because it had like the side fins like a shark.
Yeah. Then
I would say it's tuna-esque. That would be my guess.
Yeah, the size of it, and the way it looks.
So yeah, I've been deep sea fishing before. I told you a lot of these stories on the boat when we were going out, but I'll tell these people. I was fishing in Florida twice. We went kind of like on like what are they called? It's like the swamp lands. What are they called? They're like the
marsh?
Yeah, like marshy, like it's near the lakes. They're called like the Nile, not the Nile.
Lagoons?
No, they're called like creeks or no, what are they called?
Oh, I just kicked the microphone. Hold on.
That's right. What are they called? Anyways, it's like these back channels of water in Florida that connect a bunch of the lakes, and we went fishing there for
like a canal.
They're like canals, but they're called something. They're called the something, and I can't remember what they're called. So I went fishing there once or twice. Just caught big bass and trying not to be eaten by alligators is essentially what those hours were consisting of. Because we saw a bunch of I fed alligators peanut butter cookies.
Yeah,
great.
That's really?
They like them. Yeah, the guy's like they like cookies, eh? I'm like, excuse me. He's like, yeah. And then as we were leaving the boat, he's like, oh, there's one there. And we brought because we can bring snacks out with us, so I had peanut butter cookies with me. And I'm like, will he eat these? He's like, yeah, just feed him, dude. He'll eat. They love sweet stuff apparently.
Really?
So I threw him a cookie and he munched that shit up.
Did he like attack it like it was food?
Yeah, I threw it.
Snapped at it?
I threw it and he opened his mouth and snapped it down.
That must have been pretty sick.
Yeah, it was cool.
Dude, I haven't had a peanut butter cookie in ages, and I want one.
We should make them.
Dude, the best is like you take on the peanut butter, the smooth peanut butter boxes, like the one with the bears on it, whatever.
Yeah.
They have ingredients to make peanut butter cookies.
Yeah.
Out of those.
The best peanut butter cookies, in my opinion, Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons is the best
peanut butter cookies?
Yeah.
What?
They got peanuts in them, dude. They got actual peanuts.
I don't like mine chunky. I like smooth.
Oh, really? I guess we disagree. So yeah, fishing in Florida was cool. Fishing in South Carolina was even cooler. That's where we caught the sharks because we were out on the ocean, like a similar ocean. Because we were technically the same ocean because we were on the Atlantic Ocean in Cuba and the Atlantic Ocean in South Carolina. So that I almost caught a shark once, and I was mad. It's like the worst.
What
catch
shark was it?
Of my life? Just a reef shark. That's all we really caught out there in South Carolina. They're probably about I don't know, 6 feet long.
If you ever think of basic shark, default shark, it's a reef shark. Default.
It's about 6 feet long. They're not very fat. That's about as full size. Sometimes they get up to 8-9 feet, but not very often.
They're very normal for sharks.
Yep. It's your default shark, like you said.
Yeah.
And I saw it surfacing. I even called sharks. That's what you're supposed to call, so they can come over and assist you to bring it into the boat.
Really?
Yeah. And they came over and they saw it. They had everything ready. Came to the surface, saw its fin, line snapped, and it got away. And I was mad.
Did I just harpoon the fucker?
No.
Oh,
they bring it in with a hook.
That makes sense.
And they beat the piss out of it. Actually, they stab it on site. Yeah.
Dude, when they hit the mackerel over the head with the club, that was sick.
Tell them more about that, about the mackerel.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the end of my South Carolina.
We
caught sharks. We caught a bunch of big fish.
So they were reeling it in or whatever, and it was our aunt doing it, and she's half broken.
So just for clarification, this is the big fish, the 45
Yeah, the 45 pounder.
So this is about halfway. This is our first catch, and she was the last one to go. So this is our sixth fish coming in.
Sixth fish, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sixth fish. And it was our aunt doing it. She is broken. She has so many different parts of her body that are had surgery or aren't working properly.
And she's only 40 something.
Yeah. And she's reeling in this fish, and she is yelling in pain, reeling this fish in. But she's doing it. She's a trooper. She's reeling it in or whatever. And they're the guys even on the boat were freaking out because they're this is a big fish. and they were like excited. So they brought it up and they hooked its mouth with like this hook that's on like a pole or whatever. Pull it up, take a like a stick, and just go wham! It hit over the head, like, and then once more, just wham! Just hit the thing, and then it just died. And then we had this huge ass fish that took up like the width of the part where you'd go to reel the fish. It was huge, dude. And it was stupid big.
And just for clarification, they hit it because A, it's a 50-pound fish.
It's gonna flop around and it might hurt someone. Definitely.
And B, this thing's got teeth on it.
Oh my!
Like razor blades.
Literally razors, bro.
And like rows, almost like a shark. Like it looked like it had.
You think a mackerel? You're like, oh, that's a cute fish. Nah, these
No.
things like piranhas, homie.
Literally, like when they were hitting it, I was like, hit it harder.
Yeah.
And I'm not about like animal cruelty. I'm just like, get that thing dead.
Yeah,
I want it out of my boat.
that thing chomping on my ankles, bro.
And another clarification: we weren't fishing for fun. Like we were fishing for fun, but we were feeding people. That, in my opinion, the way to fish and hunt, if you're going to fish and hunt, you better make it useful. There's no point in hunting for fun.
All right, I think that way for hunting, but for fishing, I don't care about fish.
No, you got to eat it. You got to eat anything you catch.
I don't care. You can put them back.
No. Oh, yeah, as long as they live.
You can't put a deer back after you shoot it in the head.
No.
Just put them back.
I mean fishing to kill. Like, if you kill that fish, don't put it back.
Unless, the one thing I would think would be okay is if you catch, like, this ginormous big daddy fish and you want to like get it like taxidermied.
Yeah, no, I'm saying put it to use.
Oh, yeah.
I hate people that hunt and go, well, guess we'll just take pictures of this and then throw it out. You know what I mean? It's like, what was the point of that?
Yeah. It's a little bit.
Then again,
you just gotta hunt deer with like tranquilizer darts, knock them out, take your pick with it, and just leave it there and let it wake up. And be like,
that's harassment.
It's be like, what just happened? It's better than killing the thing. They wake up and be like, whoa, that was wild, bro. And then just go back to doing deer things. What would it know? What would it know any better, dude? It would just think like, holy shit, that was a weird ass dream.
It'd wake up and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It'd go back and know none of the deers would believe him. Like, all right, dude, yeah, okay. Like, yo, I was just walking there, and then I got hit by something. Like, I got stung by a bee, and then I was dizzy, and then I passed out. And I woke up, and it's like nothing ever happened.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Like,
that'd be like the best way to hunt ever.
It's like, all right, don't go munching on bark where Joe was munching on bark or berries or whatever.
What do they eat? They like graze like cows or
berries.
something. Berries.
Berries and herbs and stuff like that.
Do they eat bugs?
No.
Out of bark, like an aardvark?
What?
I don't know.
They're deer. They're not
care, dude.
Aardvark. They're deer.
I love aardvarks.
Oh my god.
Little anteaters.
So probably the highlight of both of our vacations was this man that we met.
I love this man.
And his name is Joe.
I love this man.
I don't know his last name.
Me neither.
And if by some reason you find this podcast, Joe, we mean all love. This is
I actually love you.
Okay. So just to set up this character that we've met, that I'm not convinced isn't a character of something. He has long, about mid-back, shoulder blade. I would say about shoulder blade hair.
Yes. No, top of the shoulder.
Top of the shoulder?
Top of the shoulder.
Yeah, okay. Gray hair.
It went black on the ends, too.
It's curly.
Curly, very
like,
curly.
all curls. Like, he perms his fucking hair. That's what it looks like. He swears he doesn't, but that's what it looks like. He's 56, but looks 65.
Really? I thought he looked younger.
Bro.
He doesn't look old.
Way.
His face doesn't look old.
Maybe I'll post a picture of him with this podcast. What's the chances of him finding it, honestly?
His face doesn't look old at all.
No, but just him in general.
I mean, the way he acts, like his ideals and things, yeah, you think he'd be really older. But when it comes to looks, I give him, he seems like he's 45 that looks like he's 50-something. You know what I mean?
Anyway,
that makes any sense.
He's this older guy, and I see him, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, before we even met him, he walked by and I tapped Emily on the shoulder. I was like, whoa, look at that guy. Because, he had gold rings on his hand.
Dude, but he was blinged out.
He had a gold cross around his neck, and walking with that long, gray, curly hair.
And he looks like Bret the Hitman Hart.
And he looks like Bret the Hitman Hart. And I'm like, and if you don't know who Bret the Hitman Hart is, he's actually, I know, okay, he was a wrestler. He's a WWE wrestler.
If you don't know who it is, just turn
way back in the time. Looked like Hitman Hart with the long hair and the way he walked, but he talked like another WWE superstar, I guess WWF at that point maybe, Macho Man Randy Savage. So if you're about
I feel like his voice was more...
Because he smoked 20 packs a day?
Yeah, more like that.
Hands down. But that's what he sounded like. And if you're about a certain age and you watch WWF, like wrestling in general, when you were younger, you know who Macho Man was the main pinnacle of the WWF.
Yeah.
Or WWE, whatever it was at that point in time. Like, my dad loved Macho Man Randy Savage when he was younger.
Yeah.
So he talked like this, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like that raspy, and I wish I can project how good of an impression
It's pretty good.
I've gotten down
It's
for this guy.
similar.
So Macho Man Randy Savage, his famous voice line was,
something about brother.
he's like, "What you gonna do?" I think Hulk Hogan was something like that. Like, what you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you?
Oh, Hulkamania.
So maybe that was Hulk. What was Macho Man Randy Savage? It was something like that. He was like, "What you gonna do?" Like, you know what I mean? I think they were similar.
Randy Savage
I think
and Hulk Hogan. No, I'm talking about like as people too.
Yeah, I think I'm screwing up the sayings. But Macho Man Randy Savage, you know who he was.
Yeah.
And his voice and everything was pinnacle. And this is what the guy sounded like. So he sounded like that. Looked like Bret the Hitman Hart. Had gold rings on his hand. Long gray hair. He didn't sleep.
Yeah.
I'm convinced of that. Because I would talk to him. So he would hang out all night drinking. He talked about diving into the pool, which was closed at 10:30.
But no one really cared about that.
He dove into the pool at 4 in the morning and swam and said, this is too fucking cold. Got out, had more beers, had more smokes, he said, and then went to bed at like 5 and got up at like 8:30 for breakfast. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I used to live my life like that, dude. I was talking to my friends about this. I would.
Minus the drinking and the smoking, obviously.
No, not even. No, I'm talking about sleeping time, buddy. I would like have a nap at like 9 p.m. until like 12 a.m. or like 1 a.m. Play video games until 4 or 5, and then go to bed and go to school the next day.
Yeah, I did that through all of my high school life, essentially, up until grade 12, where I'm like, okay, I gotta start taking things seriously because I gotta get into college at some point.
I've been thinking about like sleeping a bit more seriously because I like it.
Sleep's awesome when you don't have to wake up early the next day. So yeah, this guy was a living legend.
Literally a legend. I was telling my friends about him and they could not believe it.
Now here's the downside. There's some cons that came with Joe. A, he thought he was the smartest man in the room all the time. Every time he brought up a point, he'd be like, "No, I'm just telling you. Like, I'm just telling you the way it is," you know? And I'm just like, oh my god. Like, he thinks...
Really, whenever he talked to me, I didn't disagree with the guy. I actually thought I agreed with basically everything.
One word would be argumentative. But, like, it comes with that. It comes with the person he is because he is a successful person. A little background on Joe. We talked to this guy all week, so I legitimately know this man now. What did he do? He ran his own construction business.
Yeah.
And then he went into flipping houses.
Yep.
Himself, and now he has people that does it for him. Like, he runs a house flipping business.
And he's rich. $1 bajillion.
He's rich. Like, he has top line cigars. He gave me one. I haven't smoked it yet because I don't have clippers right now.
Just bite it.
I'm not bite.
Coward.
What? Bite it. Bite the end off.
Yeah, you're supposed to do that in the cartoons.
So yeah, he was a little argumentative. He was racist. Just a little bit.
That just comes with the times he was raised in. His household. If you listen to what stuff he talk about his dad, the household he was raised in was very
I didn't hear any of this.
His dad apparently would beat him for crying.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that kind of household.
So
you know what I mean?
he wasn't a hugger.
No.
He was a dad who didn't hug his children enough.
But he said it was a good thing. He
toughened him up.
Yeah.
It makes you a good leader. It makes you a good because that's how else you need to be a little emotionless to run businesses.
Yeah, and sometimes you need to be a bit emotionless to your kids.
A little bit.
Absolutely.
That's a whole other episode where I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff. But
we're gonna talk about parenting. You and me.
As either of us not parents, we're just like, yeah, that's the way it's gonna be. That's the way it's gonna be, and I'm never gonna have children. Fuck children.
I want kids. At one point in my life, I want a little me running around.
See, that's the part of me that I'm just like, yeah, I want a little me, but I want one. And if that little me comes out a girl, I failed. It's not a me. You know what I mean?
I don't want 1 or 3. Don't want 2.
No, why not?
I don't know. It just doesn't
They
seem
occupy each other.
doesn't seem like a great, unless they're twins. It doesn't seem like a great number to leave.
3, you
off
got
of.
an outlier. 2, they occupy
It
yourself.
doesn't matter though. You know what I mean? 2 seems weird.
Yeah.
Because it seems like you're halfway. Because having one kid is like quaint. You have your significant other and your kid, and it's nice. Having 3 is like a family. That's a family. It's a big family. 2 is like you're halfway to a family, but you're kind of just still like just chilling and not being busy and stuff like that, and you're kind of like chilling in the middle. Pick a side, buddy.
Sorry, ladies, he's taken. The family man's taken. Just have to alliterate that because I know you guys are getting hopped up for his family talk.
And
here.
I am also all up for 4 if you actually hate yourself as a human being.
5? Do I hear 5?
Remember that show, like 13 Kids and Counting, or Kate plus 8, where she had 8 kids, single mom with 8 kids?
What about the 18 people? No, John and Kate plus 8 turned into 18 kids. By the way.
Wait, John and Kate?
It was John and Kate plus 8.
Oh, that's did she get like in a relationship halfway through? Because at one point it was just Kate plus 8.
Yeah, they divorced.
They divorced. Oh
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah, they divorced.
Nasty.
Hot gossip. So do you have anything to highlight about Cuba? Anything that I didn't mention?
Nah, just love chilling around.
So yeah, it's a great destination. I would recommend it.
I read my whole book.
Maybe go on. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I read a whole book the whole time I was there because I love just chilling and reading when I'm.
What book was that, Robert? Do you recommend it?
Berlin. It was a graphic novel about like the time in between World War I and World War II, like the political divide in Germany between like the communists and the fascists, and how everything was like going downhill into like political turmoil, and eventually how like Hitler took over in the end. And it was really good. I thought it just like it also took like followed closely these fictional characters and their lives that were also very interesting, and I actually thought it was really good.
So there you go. There's our strong rec of the episode, Robert, with Berlin. Who's it by?
Ooh, something.
Doesn't matter. It's a graphic novel. It's called Berlin. You should be able to find it off that.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm reading Moneyball. But it isn't a graphic novel,
Moneyball.
but it's the book.
We need to get into like top 10 movies at some point.
I don't watch enough movies.
Yeah,
I read books.
Okay, we should get into the top 10. Maybe
top 10 things.
Movies and book top 10 like consumables. We'll
Consumables.
We'll work on that
What?
for you people.
Potion of healing.
We'll work on that for you.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
So yeah, Cuba.
Top 10 media.
Cuba, great spot. Again, it's my first all-inclusive vacation, so I have nothing to compare it to. But
you ask for a burger, they give you a burger. That's GG's.
It's literally chilling out.
You ask for a drink, they get you a drink.
Yeah, chilling out without any worries for a week. So yeah, with me and Robert only being there, Robert twice, me once, I say it's a great place. Cuba is a great place. Eventually I want to go to the Dominican, and I want to go to Mexico.
I think the best one is Jamaica. Like what I've heard.
My dad went to Jamaica, and he said it was So he's only been on 2 all-inclusive vacations. He went to Saint Martin.
Where's that?
It's near.
Is that
Jamaica.
a country?
It's near Jamaica. Yep.
Huh.
It is half the island. It's an island. Half the island is French owned, and half the island is
Spain?
Dutch.
Dutch.
Yeah.
Huh.
So they have co-op, so you can go to different sides of the.
So it's not a Spanish place.
No, it's spelt differently on each side of the island.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And he went there first, and he said it was awesome. He talked about it forever. Literally, I was like, shut up. And then he went to Jamaica, and he's like, Jamaica's 10 times better.
Yeah, apparently Jamaica's like the top of the line for that stuff.
It's expensive, though.
Wait, is Jamaica Spanish place, or is it French?
Jamaica is Jamaican. I don't know. That's me saying it.
But at one point, they've got to be owned by like France or Spain.
One of the big 3.
Huh?
One of the big 3.
Yeah,
France or Spain.
Yeah, English, France, or Spain.
Is it English? Hold on.
Maybe.
I think it was English.
Unless they were always independent. But I doubt.
Anyway.
Yeah, if they was English, you wouldn't notice.
Because the whole world was owned by England at one point, dude.
Well, actually, a lot of it was Spain at one point.
Yeah, no, it was England, one half, Spain the other.
And then French was like, we're here.
France somehow got into the mix.
They got Africa.
And actually
they got all of Africa, and they still do, because everyone speaks French in Africa. The whole continent will speak French. That's one of the reasons why it's like one of the top 3 most spoken languages in the world. I think it's number 2 or something.
Probably. It wouldn't surprise me.
My French teacher told me that last year. That was number 2.
Even Cuba, we went to. Their second language.
Yeah. So you have all of Africa. You have Canada, second language. France. Basically all of Europe will speak it in some capacity. Cuba,
Cuba recognized it as an official language.
Yeah, all those countries. French is big.
Because France owned Cuba after Spain.
Yeah, Spanish is
For
really
a very
big
small
too.
time. As far as I know, France was there for a very short period of time.
But I think it just depends on what countries, like, I don't know if that's rude to say, but what countries they're spoken in. Because countries like Europe, I feel like they have more impact than a country like Cuba does when it comes to languages and culture stuff across the whole world.
Yeah.
Because Europe's a bit more, Europe is like where you go for culture stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's Europe. Like, that's where the snobs go.
I want to go to Europe.
Europe's a cool place. I haven't been there, but, like, you could tell it's rocking. It's a party.
Okay, so, yeah, Cuba is a great place to go. We want to go on more vacations, but we're broke. But we really recommend Emilia Las Dunas in Cayo Santa Maria is where we went. So that wraps up an episode. It doesn't feel like we talked about a lot, but we're at the 57-minute mark.
Hey, under an hour and a half, boys.
Yeah, we did it.
We kept us to a normal time for you.
We heard the three of you go, stop fucking talking.
Literally.
And just, you know, but we like talking. We like talking for you, and we like talking about stuff, which is why we do this, essentially. I mean, why else would we do this?
Yeah.
Like, there's no other reason.
I did this because you were like, hey, Robert, want to do this? And I was like, yeah, a little bit.
Sounds like a good time to pass time.
It's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
I love this.
We really like doing this. So, yeah, if you really want to support us, follow our social media. Is the best way to support us, as I said at the beginning. That's Instagram and Twitter, OFS_podcast. Me on Instagram at T_G9988. My Twitter is TJ_GAR9.
You just forget?
I honestly don't know what it is.
Nice.
Roberts is Keenan Robert on Instagram.
Yep.
So that's a great way to support us. Again, Movember donations. My link is in my Instagram and Twitter bio. And you can just donate to Movember in general. It's great for men's health.
Or shave your beard and send us a picture.
Honestly,
that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
If you have a beard, like,
and you want to do something but you don't
beard,
have money, just shave that bad boy right off and grow the mustache.
It's really great to do it for people that have beards all the time, because I get asked every for the first couple of days, what the fuck happened? And
wouldn't it be a cool experience to like see what it's like to be like someone that doesn't have a beard for a month? That's cool.
And I'm just like, yo, it's from November, and that's how you get the word out. People don't understand. They're like, how does that spread awareness?
You should like make a T-shirt.
What?
You should make like a T-shirt that has all this information on it.
I'm at work half the time.
That's true.
I can't wear it at work. But yeah, it's great because people go, oh my god, they see the polarizing change, and then they're like, what made you do this? And I go, well, it's from November. Like, I have a donation page, donate money, support it any way you can, you know. It's great. I love doing it once a year.
No, none of his friends or us do.
No,
because he looks like a baby. He goes from looking like 30 to like 9.
A buddy at school asked me, oh, are you going to cut your hair too? And I'm like, I think my girlfriend would dump me.
Yeah.
I honestly think she's into the beard.
That's why you're cutting your hair after the beard goes back, right?
The beard grows back and then the hair goes.
Yeah.
Maybe in the January, February parts of me. All right, yeah, so that's all for this. Again, thank you for Circumstances, One Way Ticket. Find them on Spotify and Facebook. Great band to check out.